Good morning, namaste. So as I was thinking about the bhavana for this class, I stole Alice Walker's title from the early 90s, Possessing the Secret of Joy, because I know, at least intellectually, I don't know how to quite do it all the time yet, but I know intellectually the secret of joy, which is this, I believe. As you've heard me say before, we're constantly fluctuating. The three gunas, the three ways of nature, are always in movement and transformation and fluctuation. And usually what we're doing is either being on a high, being excited or agitated. That rajas can be excitement in a positive sense. It can also be agitation, excitement, anxiety in a negative sense. So that's our high, or tamas, the low, which it means inertia, depression, low stuckness. It's also the power that allows us to have a good deep sleep. So they both have their place. Unfortunately, what we tend to do is go way up and way down and way up and way down, and not spend enough time in Sattva, which is the place of calmness, of stillness, and I believe it's the place of joy. So it's an interesting way for us to think about it. We would tend to more associate joy with the happy excitement, but the happy excitement always ends up ends us down in the trough eventually. So actually joy is this ability to stay calm in the center and not be constantly tossed by the waves of agitation and depression. So we're going to talk more about finding the center, staying in the center, and keeping balance. This, I do believe, is the secret of joy, of how we can bring more and more sattva into our experience. So we're going to work with some twisted triangles as we have been doing. We'll try that balance at the wall again with modifications. And we're going to do 6 repetitions of each posture. And notice that takes a bit of patience. Sometimes there may be resistance to going slowly over the same thing over and over again. But let's find out what happens when we break through that resistance. So we shall begin in Samastiti. And as we take Samastiti, standing comfortably at the back of the mat, I want to evoke again this image of a center line that runs right down to the center of the being. So we're going to find our feet and notice the grounding of the ball of the big toe, the ball of the little toe, the center of the back of the heel, a little tripod under each foot, very stable shape. Finding the balance between the front and the back and the inner and the outer foot, so we're standing well on each one of those 3 points, will help us be lifted upright. And if we then find this place at the very top of the head, we can make another triangle in our mind's eye, from that spot being the tip down to the 2 feet as another very stable structure. And then think of that center line as though you were a puppet dangling on a string. So the line will be lifting and giving you a sense of being upright, but you can drop down without collapsing because the center line will continue to lift you up. The center line begins at the very top of the skull where your soft spot once was. And you can think of it like a plumb line dropping straight down through the center of the body. See if you can find it in a way that it goes right down to the center of the pelvic floor, which might mean you need to adjust your stance a little bit. So a little bit of rocking, finding the balance under the feet, finding the lift through the center of the head, and imagining that center line, that plumb line, going right down from the top of the skull down to the point between the 2 feet. We'll begin with a vinyasa, which has the balance of Tadasana in it, and also a forward bend. And a reminder, as you go into your forward bend, the temptation is for the hips to displace back. And I'd like you to work at doing the forward bend without having your hips displace back, which may mean that your knees soften or actually bend. But thinking about kind of rounding up and over your navel so your belly button doesn't go back in space. Notice your stability in your feet. Notice the idea of the triangle, the 3 points of the 2 feet and the top of the head. Feel the idea of the center line. And then notice, can you be in this spot in kind of a fluid, active, balanced way, not finding the spot and then hanging on to it. We'll close the lips and let the breath move through the nose. Continue to feel this dynamic, balanced, stable structure. Steady your gaze and let that gaze give you an increased sense of stability as well. With the inhale, we'll take the arms out to the sides and up and lift the heels just a little off the floor or higher if you're feeling well balanced today. And we're going to stay up in the balance and exhale here. Draw the belly in. Notice where you are on your feet. Stay here and inhale. Feel your breath move down the center line and identify that center line. As you exhale and bring the arms out and down, the heels down, and then without displacing your hips back, bend forward. So you're still evenly on the front and the back of the feet, and here we'll also stay for 1 breath. So be aware of the front and the back of the feet and the balance, and as we come up, we're going to raise the arms to the front, and do not place the weight into the heels. Keep it balanced front and back as you come all the way up to the top, and exhale, lower your arms down the front. We're going to do that 5 more times, being patient with this vinyasa. Inhale, float the arms out and up, lift the heels, keep the gaze steady, the breath smooth, stay and exhale. Notice the center line of the body, see if you can organize yourself around it. Stay and inhale. As you exhale, we're lowering the arms and the heels, feeling the even balance across the front and back of the feet, and then folding down and releasing into Uttanasana. Relax the neck. Stay for 1 breath here. Smooth breath. Continuing to stay balanced on the feet. Do not let the weight go into the heels. As you inhale, float your arms forward. Bend your knees as much as you need to not have the weight displaced back. Feel the balance around the center line of the body, and as you exhale, slowly bring your arms down the front. Again, inhale, arms out and up, and lift the heels. Keep the visual steadiness. Stay for a breath. If you can evoke that center line. Exhale, slowly bring the arms and the heels down. Find your balance front and back of the feet and fold forward. Relax down into the forward bend and find a smooth breath in and out. Still keeping the even stance front and back of the feet. Maintain that as you inhale and float the arms forward to come up. And with the exhale, slowly bring the arms down the front. Feel your invisible center line. Balance around it. We have 3 more repetitions. Inhale, arms out and up, and lift the heels. Keep the visual steadiness. Stay for a breath. Feel your center line. Move down slowly. Get the heels down evenly with the balls of the feet and bend forward. And keep that steady balance for a breath here. And keep the feet steadily balanced as you inhale, bringing the arms forward and up. And exhale, arms down the front. Feel the center line, the balance on the 2 feet, the lift through the crown of the head. 2 more times. Inhale, float the arms, lift the heels. Stay and exhale. See if you can feel that center line, plumb line through the center of the body. Keep the gaze steady. Lower back down in with your exhale and go into your forward bend. Smooth breath. Aware of the balance front and back of the feet. And maintain that as you inhale and come to the top. And the arms will come slowly down the front with the exhale. Continue to feel your center line lifted through the crown of the head, dropping straight down through the perineum, down to the center of the feet. Last repetition. Inhale, float the arms, lift the heels. Stay and exhale, finding your center line. Inhale, steady gaze. Exhale, slowly come down and move into your forward bend, keeping your balance front and back of the feet. And stay for 1 breath here. And then keeping the balance under the feet, rise to the front with the arms coming to the front, chest opening as you come up. Feel the center line as you exhale your arms down the front. Arrive in your Samastiti, and then simply rest there. The rest is not a collapse. We're still stable. We still have the form, the feet well balanced, the tripod over the foot well balanced, and then that lift through the crown of the head. The sense of the center line, the plumb line. Feel that you're lifted and energetic, awake in the pose, but not tense. Now we're going to go to a different variation of the twisted triangle, different from what we did last week. You may want to have a prop, a yoga block. You can place it by your left foot or a little stool or even your blanket. And if the balance is not working or if this twist is awkward for you, then you can do Parvati Trikonasana as we usually do with the feet parallel. So you can begin with the feet staying parallel if you want to modify. If you want to try the new variation, we're going to keep the pelvis still and externally rotate the left leg in the socket. And again, if you want a prop, it's going to go right inside your left foot. So we're going to twist the right hand down to the floor or the prop by the left foot or the left leg. And we'll stay for a breath. So start by feeling the center line. Notice the tendency of the hips to shift over to the left. Draw them back into the center. Get your lift through the crown and drop the plumb line down through the center. With inhale, float the arms out to the sides as high as the shoulders. And then on an exhale and twist, bring the right hand down to the left foot. Left arm is up to the ceiling, gaze up, and we'll stay for a breath. Feel your points of support, both feet and your right hand. And then inhale, rise up to the top. Center your pelvis and exhale, bring your arms down to your sides. And we'll do that 5 more times. Inhale, float the arms wide. And exhale, twist. Bring the right hand down to the left foot. Try to find something steady for that right hand and stay for a breath so you can really feel both feet evenly balanced and the right hand part of that stable structure, and come up with your inhale. And with the exhale, slowly the arms come down. Center the hips, lift through the crown. Again, inhale, float the arms out wide. Feel the chest lift and open. And exhale, turn the spine and then reach down. Right hand to left foot. Turn and look up and stay for a breath. Inhale to lift. Exhale, lower the arms. We'll take that 3 more times. Inhale, feel your center line. Open the chest in the front of the armpits. Exhale, twist. Find a steady stance for your right hand and take a breath here. Keep in touch with your right heel as well. As you inhale, come up to the top. And exhale, lower the arms. Twice more. Inhale, float the arms wide. And exhale, twist. Stay and take a breath. Standing on both feet, feeling the balance of the right hand. And then come up with an inhale. And lower down with exhale. 1 final repetition. Inhale, float the arms. And exhale, twist. Stay for a breath. Both feet on the floor. Right hand in contact. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, lower the arms. Take a moment and notice the pelvis. If it's shifted way over to the right, bring it back into the center. Then unrotate the left foot and we'll step to Samastiti. Finding the stance where your feet are evenly, front and back, inner and outer foot. Notice the center line of the body. We just did something asymmetrical, so you may feel a little askew, but draw yourself in and up around that centered position. Feel lifted and relaxed. So when life gives us some unusual situation, let's just say we were just in this unusual situation, when life does that, often it doesn't very kindly counterpose exactly. So we do often have to regain our balance after some extremity or other without the benefit of having a nice counterpose. Let's find that relaxed sense of the center here, even though the body is definitely telling you it's not even. Okay, let's go to the other side. We'll take the legs, again, comfortably wide. We're going to steady the pelvis and externally rotate the right leg in the socket. Preparing for 6 repetitions to the second side. And again, if the balance is difficult, feel free to keep your right foot in the parallel position and do that more familiar version of Parvati Trikonasana. Feel both feet on the floor. So we're anchoring down through both feet throughout the whole pose. Inhale, float the arms out wide. Then with the exhale, we're bringing the left hand down to the floor or a block or a stool or some kind of prop to make a steady contact and stay for a breath. Right arm lifted, contact through both feet and the left hand, and then inhale, come up to the top. And exhale, bring the arms down and feel the tendency of the hips to shift over to the left and bring them back up into the center. Second repetition. Inhale, float the arms wide. Feel your liftedness and your openness and twist down with exhale. We'll stay for a breath. Contact through both feet and the left hand. And then keep the contact to the feet as you bring yourself up on an inhale. And exhale the arms slowly down. Center the pelvis and lift the crown of the head. Inhale. Take the arms wide. Feel your vertical axis and your horizontal axis now. And exhale, twist. Keep a sense of being lifted and stable, and stay for a breath. Keep track of your left foot. Come up with your inhale. And arms down slowly with the exhale. We have 3 more repetitions. Center the pelvis, find the center line. Inhale, float the arms out wide. And twist. Left hand down to the right foot. Turn the spine, look up, and stay for a breath. Feel your feet against the floor. Inhale, rise up to the top. And lower the arms down with the exhale, twice more. Inhale, float the arms wide. And twist with exhale. Stay for a breath. Lift with inhale. Center yourself, lift yourself. Exhale, arms down. 1 final repetition. Inhale to take the arms wide. Feel your horizontal axis reaching from fingertip to fingertip. Exhale, twist. Stay for a breath. Both feet. Feel that left foot. Make sure you're not rolling in. As you inhale, rise up to the top. Center yourself. And exhale, bring the arms down. Take a moment to feel the feet, feel the center line. And then unrotate that right foot. And we'll step to the back of the mat in Samasthiti. And we will do a symmetrical counter pose, but find yourself lifted, gathered, relaxed around your center line. Let the breath move. Reconnect with the triangle support under each foot. Notice that larger triangle of the feet and the crown of the head. Feel your balance around your center line. Six repetitions of Ardha Utkatasana, half squat. Either place your hands on the front of your thighs when you bend down or down on the floor. Please have your hands on some surface, not just hanging in the air. So you're going to have your palms touching something so you have a sense of stability and knowing where you are. Inhale, float the arms forward and up. Keeping your gaze steady as you raise the arms. Exhale and bend the knees comfortably. The hands can come onto the front thighs or all the way down to the floor. We're not going to stay here. We'll inhale and take the arms forward, open the chest, stand up tall. Notice the balance under each of the feet. Exhale, lower your arms down. Feel your center line. Stay lifted up through the center line. And again, inhale, raise the arms forward and up. Exhale, let the knees bend as you fold down. Find something solid to place the hands against for a moment. And then inhale, float up to the top. Feeling your feet, find the 3 points under the feet. Feel the balance of the body around your center line. And as you exhale, lower the arms down the front. Smooth breath. Inhale, float the arms forward and up. As you exhale, bend the knees and fold down. Let the upper body relax. Take a moment. Inhale and float up to the top. And bring the arms slowly down with your exhale. We have 3 more repetitions. Keep the breath long and smooth. Inhale, raise the arms forward and up. And exhale, bend the knees and fold down. Inhale, rise up to the top. And exhale, lower the arms down the front. 2 more times. Inhale, raise the arm. Exhale, bend the knees, fold down. Hands solidly against the floor or the thighs. Take a moment. And inhale, rise up to the top. Exhale, arms come down the front. Organize yourself around your center line. 1 last time. Inhale, raise the arms. Exhale and bend down. Inhale and float up. And exhale, bring the arms down the front. Feel your feet. Evenly standing front, back, inner and outer. Feel the plumb line dropping down through the lifted crown. And let the body soften around its balance around the center line. Breath moving at its own pace. The quality of Sattva has stillness, calmness, clarity to it. And this sense of not being disturbed is the idea of an unending joy, a bliss that is beyond what we get from our momentary ups, which are followed by momentary downs, but something more ongoing. And Sattva is one of the qualities. It exists just as much as the quality of movement or the quality of inertia do. And we do experience it. It's not that we are only going up or down. We do have moments when we feel calm and clear. We need to notice them and be there. Notice what helps us to be there so we can be there more and more. All right, we're going to go to the wall. And one thing that some people noticed last week was that the foot was slipping down. So if that's a problem, it may just be a traction problem. But maybe you're just trying to have your foot up too high. So in my situation here, I could use my windowsill instead of having the foot up high, which would both hold the foot up and also make the angle more reasonable, perhaps. You could use a chair as long as something very stable. A step, a stairway could work. And if none of those seems to be the right option, then you can keep your foot on the floor and do the twisted triangle that we did last week, just quickly to review that. You'd be in your stance for Virabhadrasana, and when you bend down, you're going to take your hand towards your opposite foot. So it is essentially the same motion we would be doing at the wall, just without having to have the leg up. So please modify. One of the things I'd like you to explore today is, in whatever version of this you're doing, we want the sense of the spine being lifted, so the center line, and then also the broadness. When we were doing the other twist triangle, I was talking about the horizontal axis. So we want to feel tall and lifted vertically and open horizontally. And I hope that you will find a variation that will give you that sense. We're going to go for 6 breaths. If that's too long, of course, modify. So face the wall, and just as though we were going to do the twisted triangle, or perhaps you are going to, we're going to start with the right foot turned out slightly, and the left foot balanced up on the wall, or perhaps on the windowsill, or a step, or a chair that's very steady. And make sure that you're a good distance away. So I see that might be a little bit too far there. So we want to have the leg going as straight down as possible, not leaning into the balance. We actually kind of want to push away from the wall so we get the sense of being tall. So we begin with the pelvis oriented, hips square to the wall in front of you. Feel your center line. Let your gaze be soft and relaxed. Try not to sit into the right hip. Pull yourself up. Inhale, take your arms wide. Feel the lift of the center line as you exhale. Turn to your left. We're going to open across the chest. Steady the gaze and stay for 6 breaths. Try not to sink into the hip, but lift off of it. So you're very tall through the center line of the body. Kind of pushing away the left foot against the wall and the right foot against the floor, so you're getting taller and taller. Keep drawing yourself towards your center. When you're done with 6 breaths, you can use an inhale to come to the center. If you like, you can bend forward for a moment. If you're ready to put your foot down, go ahead and do that. And then we'll come into Samastiti. Both feet on the floor, hips square to the wall in front of you. Arms relaxed at the sides. 3 points balance under the feet. Lift through the center line. And again, in spite of the asymmetry that is present in the body now, you can relax into the sense of where the center is. And find that rest in the center. Feel both of your feet. Feel the crown of your head. Notice that triangular shape. We'll do the other side. We'll square the hips and turn the left toes slightly out. And then raise the right leg. Find the foot at an appropriate height. And find a way that you can stand on the leg without sitting down into the hip. And lift. Once you've got yourself at the right distance and orientation, we'll take the arms out wide. Feel the vertical axis and the horizontal axis nice and open. And then use an exhale to turn. And keep lifting so you stay for 6 breaths. Tall through the crown. Careful not to sink into the hips, but lift yourself up through the crown. The right knee can be a little bent, of course. Once you finish your 6 breaths, inhale and come to the front. If you like, you can take a moment to go to a forward bend. And then we're going to return to Samastiti. And once again, feel the sense of the center in the body. Find that center line. Stand well on both feet. Feel the lift through the crown, the release through the shoulders. That release through the shoulders, though, does not sink the chest. You've still got the openness that comes from that horizontal line. And just notice, if you think around that line, does that suggest any small changes? Not that I want you to be tweaking yourself around, but perhaps if you're thinking even on the feet and lifted through the crown, something automatically changes. Okay, we're going to come to kneeling position, and I'd like you to take a moment to curl your toes under and sit on the heels, please. Stretching your feet out. Hands on the front thighs. Orient yourself around the center line again. Feel the crown of the head lifted, the shoulders relaxed. The chest both open and relaxed. Notice your lower back. Don't overarch it. It should feel long and not compressed. And then if it works for you to be down here on your knees, we're going to point your toes straight out behind you. Try to have the toes really point behind you, not moving in towards each other, but pointing outwards. And then sit yourself down, so you're sitting on your sit bones without your feet rolling out. If that doesn't work for your knees, you'll just stand up tall on the knees. All right, Vajrasana, 6 times. We're going to stay down in the forward bend part of it. Inhale, take the arms forward and up. And then as you exhale, we'll fold down to the floor. If your forehead doesn't touch the floor, please get a blanket or a block or something, and then stay for a breath here. With the inhale, we'll raise the arms and stand up tall on the knees. Now you may just stay tall on the knees and lower your arms, or if it's okay for your knees, your feet, and your ankles, exhale and lower down to sit on the heels. Again, inhale, raise the arms, stand tall on the knees and lift the chest. With the exhale, we fold forward into the forward bend, hands on the floor, forehead on the floor or a prop, knees, shins, feet on the floor. Stay for a breath. Feel every place you're touching the floor. And then use your inhale to stand up tall. And exhale, lower the arms. And if you like, sit down on the heels. Again, inhale, lift up and open. Exhale, slowly bend down. Contact through the hands, the head, the knees, the shins, the feet, the toes. Stay for a breath. Inhale to lift. And exhale, arms down. Sit on your heels if you're going to sit. 3 more times. Inhale, raise the arms and stand up. Exhale and bend down. Feel the stability of the floor underneath you. Take a breath here. Then use an inhale to float up to the top. And exhale to lower. 2 more times. Inhale, lift. And exhale, bend down. Stay for a breath. And inhale, lift. Exhale, lower the arms. Last repetition, please do it on your own. Stay down for a breath. Relax the breathing once you're finished. You may be sitting on your heels or standing on your knees. Feel your center line. Now we're going to do another twist, a seated twist, a variation of Bharajvajasana. We did this a couple weeks ago. So we're going to sit, if you start cross-legged, you keep your left leg where it is and turn your right leg inside out. And if this doesn't work for you, you can keep it cross-legged or you can straighten it. But check this out. Your right sit bone is not going to be down on the floor, so don't expect that you're sitting evenly on your sit bones here. Do, however, feel the sense of the center line. Try not to have yourself be too tilted off to the side. So lift it through the center. And if you want to sit in a chair, feel free to do that. You can sit on the chair with the left foot up on the seat and the right foot down on the floor, for example. We're going to turn to the left first and take 6 breaths. So we're lifted through the center line and twisting. Take an inhale and raise your right arm and get as tall through the center as you can. Then as you exhale, we're going to turn to the left. Bring your right hand down to your left knee. Put your left fingertips down on the floor behind you. Stay lifted through your center line and turn and breathe 6 breaths here. Rather than your left palm down, have your fingertips touching. Push away from the floor so you're really lifted. The more lifted you get, the more spiral you can get. If you're sitting on the chair, your right foot's going to be solid on the floor and you're turning. You can put your left hand on the back of the chair depending on what the chair is like. When you're done with your 6 breaths, we'll inhale and come back into the center. And then we'll bend both knees so the feet are on the floor in front of you. If you're in the chair, just bring both feet onto the floor in front of you. And we'll just take a gentle forward bend, bring your forehead down towards your knees. Don't try to get anywhere, just gently release the back, relax the neck and shoulders. Relax the breath. And we'll go to the other side. So if you take a simple cross-legged position, we'll keep the right leg where it is, turn the left leg inside out, or bring it straight forward, or if you want to sit on a chair, left foot down on the floor, right leg lifted so that your right leg is supported by the chair. Again here, we're not going to have the left sit bone down, that's fine, but do get tall through the center of the body. Try not to have yourself tilted way off to the side as we begin. So So we begin lifted, tall through the vertical axis, open through the horizontal axis. We're going to inhale and raise the left arm and get really tall through the center line. And then exhale, twist to the right. Left hand's going to come across to the right knee. Right fingertips down on the floor behind you or at the back of the chair. Turn and look over the shoulder. 6 breaths here. Keep lifting up through your crown. Remember not to be down flat on your right hand, but lifted on your fingertips. Once you've completed 6 breaths, we'll inhale and unwind out of the twist. Now, you can make your way down into a lying down position however you like, but if you want a little abdominal challenge, you can pivot in such a way that your head is at the direction that you want it to go, and then straighten your legs out. And we can slowly roll down onto the back here, floating the arms in front of you, relaxing the shoulders. Exhale and slowly move down through the spine. And in whatever way you reach the floor, let's find a position where we have the knees bent. The arms relaxed at the sides with the palms turned up, nice and open. Feeling our points of stability, the bottoms of the feet, the back of the pelvis. Some of the back ribs, some of the spine, the shoulder blades. Some of the shoulders and arms down to the hands, and the back of the head. And relax your breathing. Now we'll bring the knees to the chest for Apanasana. Placing one hand over the top of each knee and relaxing the shoulders. Relax your feet, relax your face. Take an inhale. As you exhale, slowly bring your thighs in towards the belly, letting your shoulders drop and your elbows soften, your feet staying separated and relaxed. Then with the inhale, let the knees float away from the chest. Breathe into the chest, breathe into the belly. Keep the shoulders soft. That's the first repetition. We have 5 more. Exhale, pull in. And inhale, let the knees float out. Not too far. You want to keep the hand cupped over the top of the knee and your elbows and shoulders soft. Exhale, pull the thighs gently in. Not too tight here. Keep the shoulders relaxed, even though you're using your hands to gently stretch the back. And let the knees out. Please do 3 more repetitions on your own. Keep it easy. When you're ready, the feet will go back down again. And I'd like to take a moment to relax with the knees bent and the feet on the floor. Separate your hands wider than your mat and spread your shoulder blades. Close the eyes. Relax the breath. Feel all of your points of support and drop into every one of them. Each one of the points under the triangle under the foot. Relaxing into the back of the pelvis. Back ribs, shoulder blades, shoulders, arms, hands, and back of the head. Breath nice and easy. As you're ready, you can straighten the legs out with the feet about as wide as your mat to come into the full Shavasana. Nice long time for Shavasana today. Please continue to be aware of the points of stability, where you're touching the floor, and continuously relax into those points. Breath will be moving at its own pace throughout. Awareness staying here. Hopefully this is a moment of Sattva. Maybe the ups and downs have, at least for this brief time, been quieted. Not so up, not so down. A little easier to find the center. Feel your body relaxing. Notice what happened. Were you able to stay aware, present to the sense of release, and also awake? That's Sattva. If you fell asleep, tamas took over. If your mind got busy and went moving around, rajas took over. You may have had all three of those things happen. Observe. See if you can bring yourself back to a sense of still, calm openness. And then we'll slowly emerge from the Shavasana. Take your time. Lengthen your breath. If you like, stretch the arms overhead. Or you can flatten your back down or hug your knees into your chest. Move around a little bit. Eventually, come to your right side with the knees bent. And from there, come up into a seated position. Sit comfortably on your cushion or up in a chair. And find your points of stability. Feel the sit bones in either case. And then notice the feet and the legs. Some portion of the feet and the legs will be touching either the floor or the chair. And then feel your center line. Notice the very top of the head. Stay lifted around that center line. And we'll work with Pratiloma Ujjayi today, which is a pretty special pranayama, a bit complicated. So stay with me, or if you just want to do a simple inhale and exhale up and down the spine, or a simple alternate nostril breath, either of those will also be fine, as long as you keep track of where the center line is. The reason I'm choosing the Pratiloma Ujjayi is because we're continuously bringing ourselves back to the center after doing something one-sided. So a combination of Ujjayi breath, breathing through the nose, up and down the spine, and alternate nostril breath, blocking one nostril and breathing in and out through the other. The Mrigi Mudra is the classic position for the hand. If it's easier for you just to keep your hand straight and use some other position, that's fine. Close your eyes. Feel your center line. Inhale through both nostrils. Breathe your attention down the center line to the base of the spine. I'm going to raise the right hand, cover the right nostril, and exhale out through the left. Then we stay there and breathe in through the left nostril as well. And then lower the hand and exhale up the center line. Stay here. Inhale. Breathe down the spine. We'll raise the hand. Cover the left nostril. Breathe out through the right side. Stay and breathe in through the right. Lower the hand and exhale up the center line. That's the first round. Inhale down the spine. Raise the hand, exhale through the left nostril. And inhale through the left nostril. Lower the hand and exhale up the center line. Stay and inhale down the center line. Then raise the hand and exhale out through the right. Stay and inhale through the right. Lower the hand and exhale up the center line. That's the second round. Inhale down the center line. Raise your hand and exhale left. Stay and inhale left. Lower your hand, exhale up the center line. And inhale down the center line. Raise the hand and exhale out to the right. And inhale right. Lower your hand, exhale up the center line. That's 3 rounds. We're going to do 3 more. Inhale down the center line. Raise your hand and exhale out to the left. Stay, inhale left. Lower your hand and exhale up the center line. And inhale down the center line. Raise your hand, exhale out to the right. Stay and inhale through the right. Lower your hand and exhale up the center line. We have 2 more rounds. Inhale down the center line. Lift your hand and exhale left. Stay, inhale left. Lower your hand and exhale up the center line. Inhale down the center line. Raise the hand and exhale right. Stay and inhale right. Lower the hand and exhale up the center line. 1 final round. Inhale down the spine. Raise your hand and exhale left. Stay and inhale left. Lower your hand, exhale up the spine. Stay and inhale down the spine. Raise the hand and exhale right. And stay and inhale right. Lower your hand and exhale up the center line. And that brings us to the end of the pranayama. Relax your breath. Become aware of your posture again. Rebalance yourself on your sit bones. Feel the steadiness of the floor of your seat beneath you. Feel the lift up through the crown of the head. Be tall through your center line. Feel the broadness across the shoulders. Be open across the horizontal line. And then soften around both of those lines without collapsing. Take another minute or so with that awareness of where the center is, softening around it, remaining alert, upright, energetic, aware, and calm and present. Rajas is the quality of nature that moves things. We need it. We need to move, but we can get carried away in Rajas. We can get carried away by happy excitement. We can get carried away by anxious anxiety. We can just get too busy. So Rajas is necessary, but it can be too much. When it gets to be too much, the system rebalances and we plunge to tamas, which is inertia, stuckness, heaviness, darkness. And yes, we need some of this also. We need this quality of stability, but we don't want to be stuck. And we do need to sleep, but we don't want to be sleepy when we're not sleeping. So again, tamas necessary, but it can be too much. And what we hope for in our system is over time to spend less time being really high in rajas and really low in tamas, and more time, it's not exactly in the center, but more in our center. It's Sattva is not an equal combination of rajas and tamas. It's its own particular quality, which does exist at our center. So it's not that we want the perfect mixture of agitation and inertia. We want this other third quality, which is still and clear and calm, and I believe that that's the meaning of joy, a sense of being undisturbed, not tossed around by the movement of the gunas, but finding the way to be self-regulated, and no matter what's happening externally, to be able to find the joy in living in this creation, even in the hard moments. So as of today, that's my secret of joy. You now possess the secret of joy as I understand it at this moment. Please slowly open your eyes. Namaste. Thank you. I will be back here on Tuesday and see some of you at the hall on Thursday. In the meantime, see how much sattva you can cultivate. Bring yourself to a place of stillness and clarity. And see if the highs get a little less high and the lows get a little less low, and there's a more steady flow. This is what we're hoping for. All right, thank you. Be well.